this joint. Look at this joint. First star, I'm really that nigga. Truth be told, I'm a noble figure. Local niggas, they be so offended. What's word? It's global business.
Hold on. Let me ask y'all a question. All y'all niggas in the same school and all that?
Hell, fuck yeah.
So none of y'all niggas smoke weed?
Fuck no.
Don't fold if you say you win it. I was molded to it, now I'm in it. Can't control, this the highest limit. Killer shit, but this an honest living. Gotta get it, ain't no time for wishing. The time is now, better pay attention. In my city, you can feel the tension. A terror squad, no pun intended. This ain't for you, but I recommend it. They know we coming, better clear the entrance. Shit get deep, but I keep digging. This how I look when you keep winning. Over time, I had to take the hint. Shine bright, sit behind the sits. One-on-one, I ain't in the mix. Ain't what you thought, better get a glimpse. Came up from a pedal bike. Pressing brakes, I ain't never liked. Whole time, I was taking risks. They don't play with me, cause they know I'm going nice. Round form, I ain't even started. Transform, I ain't here to bargain. You on watch, better move a caution. Chains on me, I don't do this often. No error, this shit flawless. Reach for it, you become a target. It ain't worth it, better keep walking. All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. This about to go viral. I say the word, then it's final. To get the moving like Brian told. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed. All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. It's about to go viral. Say the word, then it's final. Get the moving like Brian told. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed. Don't wanna hear all that street shit. Me and my niggas on defense. Wonder who I was in my past life. Don't even matter, that peep this. Remember the days when I was a trooper. Stay on the path and it won't confuse you. Bars all, I'm the one to do it. I roll on eights like a flight maneuver. Try to trick me, I ain't never moving. Camouflage, I can blend into it. They better ride, I don't do the Ubers. Let them talk, I don't hear the rumors. A little suffer ain't really nothing. The way I stop it, better play the trumpet. You see me coming, better get the running. If they see me coming, better get the running. You ain't never seen it, you ain't never witnessed, you ain't never noticed, you ain't never focused. I was really waiting. I was really training, sick and tired of being patient. I ain't never doubted, this was in the making. Use what I got, not in the wasted. I'm rapping and singing, could never drink it, but I'm from the bottom, so I gotta make it. This ain't rapping, it's a damn warning. Late night to the early morning. Got a vision, I planned it out. Try to stop me, but I kept going. I study plays, now I'm in the game, and it's all the same, but I had to change. You'll never crash if you in your lane. I can take the law, cause it's all a game.
Yo, when Casamigos being English? Drunk.
All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. This about to go viral. Say the word, then it's final. To get the moving like Brian told. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed. All I know is survival. All this fashion is tribal. Want the head of my rival. This about to go viral. Say the word, then it's final. Get the moving like Brian told. I'm just living my title. Do this shit with my eyes closed.
Yeah. Yeah. Cold shit. I ain't coming goons, but I'm well connected. Walk in the room and pop, 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 like you got rejected. Let me see if you qualify or not. Spinning up in a tinted truck, riding around your block. Busy man. I get a word, he ain't this shit from top to bottom like a motherfucking ceiling fan. Hopping out the rental van, on my way to LAX. Brothers out in Cali and they killers out of every set. But I ain't tripping on no blood. One West, all my niggas got it out the mud. Put your face on a t-shirt, memory of niggas acting tough in them songs, that's the drugs. I don't need no cases, all my pistols clean. So now I weigh my options, used to use the triple beam. Used to get the wop, mix it with the nicotine. Now I travel state to state and put on for my team.
The fuck wrong with them? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get them. I see niggas and they feelings, I don't feel them. Keep the Glockin' with me, it was like a ball with it. At the end, I gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay dangerous. You one of them? Yeah. What's the problem? I'm one West, go to war with everybody. Cut the grass for the snake, fuck the gossip. Front line with them soldiers, that's my posture. Gun drawn, trying to curse an imposter. Shit get out the pocket, go to war with everybody, yeah. Shit that hate make it to the featherweights. Niggas claim they hard, but they sweeter than a dedication. Hold on, think it's time to introduce. I'm a man and a beast and a step and a road. Hold on, and a G and a soldier and a mover. Hold on, and a killer and a prophet and a shooter, nigga. Trying to stay humble, my shit crazy. Cold leader, need the blue stripe, no brick baby. Can't be serious, you a funny boy, young fly. Look wrong, must be a dummy, I ain't gunshot. Fuck that little bitch, she a hook. Nigga swear he the go, bring him to the bush. To the bush. The fuck wrong with him? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get him. Niggas in their feelings, I don't feel them. Kid the Glocky with me, it was like a ball with him. Be at the end, gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay patient. You one of them? What's the problem? From World West, go to war with everybody.
I'm from Philly, and get hot, you catch a cold case. I'm one with these brothers trying to set my soul straight. They done turned me to a prophet from a demon, and I'm locked in this shit, and I ain't leaving. Never. Ski mask transform the war mode like I'm Voltron. Stamp on my head and my chest from the most high. Put something tight around your neck like a bow tie. Got my niggas waiting charged up like they phone died.
Red letter, drip clean, it looks so fly. Claim he riding, that's why I left his ass roadside. He gon' die, skyscraper to a nosedive. 9mm plus B, fuck a 4-5. The fuck wrong with him? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get him. I see niggas in their feelings, I don't feel them. Kid the Glocky with me, it was like a ball with him. Be at the end, I gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay patient. You one of them? Yeah. What's the problem? I'm World West, go to war with everybody.
Let's get right to it, dog. You know it's raw. But let me catch you if you're showing off. They wanted to get you, I hold it off. Thought he was solid, but told it off. Running the field with the underdogs. Don't want to get involved. I can admit it. I know what it's. I'm not tripping. I got every group. Niggas a fumble a bag. I get to the cash fast. Got a salute. I've been a hustler. Look how I'm coming up. Running your mouth, better run it up. I'm running this shit like a big dog. Living my movie, they pissed off. Pushing the law cause we in charge. They gon' play this in the synagogues. How do I feel? I'm feeling great. Bigger the problem, the bigger the plate. Making my move, that shit gotta wait. Ahead of my time, keep it in line. Put on their face. I just learned to keep it all to myself. Wait, a couple of niggas that hang with me that'll bang for me. If I'm doing bad, never change on me.
We the salt of the earth. We the motherfucking underdogs. We underestimated. You understand what I'm saying?
I got tunnel vision. There's a bunch of ways I'm gonna get it. It's my way or the highway. You ain't fucking with it. Do what I say or go about your fucking business and take this money with you. I ain't dealing with no fucking children. If they not my own, going by myself. I'ma die alone. These bitches catch my wave and more just hopping on. They hear what I make. It starts to turn them on. I think it's sorcery. The way they rob the bone. The black magic stick. They stopping by my home when I'm not even home. I'd rather be alone so I can conquer shit and I can see it wrong. I just keep popping shit cause I won't be here long. I'm hopping on the road and get my diesel blown. She wanna drop it low and get her eagle on. My new bitch bad as fuck. She look like me alone. I came up from the dirt, was born right under y'all. And just like I don't want, said I just want it ball. These niggas.
You ready to rock headquarters? Ephraim, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Good to see you, sir, on this
Good to see you too. Agdenele un aplauso. Good to see you. Clap it up, Akim. We get it on here tonight. We're gonna rock it out. We're gonna get it on. Mi nombre es General MAHAYAMAN. Estoy al servicio de el General Johanna. Gracias por sintonizarse con nosotros esta noche. Nosotros somos la Escuela Israelita de Conocimiento Práctico Universal. Comenzamos en 1 West Calle 125, Harlem, Nueva York. desde 1969 debajo del mando del general Yahana. Carnales, esta es la verdad. Si tú eres hombres español, negros o indio nativo, tú eres Israel, el pueblo elegido de Dios. Tu madre y tu padre dicen que somos un culto y mantienen su iglesia sin culpa, pero su iglesia es culpable de todo lo que nos están pensando. Órale. Let's get it on. As tu preguntas. I'm going to answer all of your questions. We'll go into everything that has happened this week. And of course, I'll answer all your questions to the best of my ability. Whenever you're ready, headquarters is with me here tonight. We getting it on?
Yes, sir. And Officer Yadazar also joining us tonight.
Oh, Frère Mouen. Merci, Frère Mouen.
Shalom, Alawan. Shalom, Alawab. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabrakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabrakatah. Good to see you, warrior.
Same.
I know a lot of you are stuck up in those snowstorms. Don't worry. We will get through this. The nation of Israel has gotten through so many tragedies that our oppressor would never be able to overcome. So I know right now we're in a snowstorm. We've been through things in the past. We're going to get through anything that happens in the future with the help of the Lord our God. All right? So let's get it on tonight. Levi, I'll answer a few questions and then we'll get into the topic. Levi, would you like to say anything?
Blamana say job, Adawan.
Blamena say job.
Damn right. The white man's the devil.
Ooh, perfect. Merci. Blamena say job. Right? Send that to me in a text, all right?
Cut out of one cut.
So water, let's get it on if we have any questions.
Yes, sir. No questions yet, but we have plenty of material to go over.
Well, let's get it on, man. Whatever you want to start with, let's do it.
Count on, sir.
Mm-hmm.
To the title, Tucker Carlson interviewed Mike Huckabee, and it was amazing, sir.
Let's play it for everyone, please. For those of you that don't know, Captain Soccer War and a few other brothers sent me this video, man, of Tucker Carlson interviewing the United States ambassador to the country of Israel. I believe his name is Mike Huckabee, right? They sent him, he's over there in Israel. Stand by. He's over there in Israel. Tucker Carlson went there to interview him, and Mike Huckabee was grilled by Tucker Carlson for the exact same thing that Commanding General Yahana has taught all of us since 1969. You brothers and sisters, you should pay attention because some of you had faith before the rest of the world found out. Now the entire planet Earth is realizing that our oppressor that sits in the Middle East, calling himself the children of God, that they are not the true biblical ethnic Jews that the Bible speaks of. Tucker Carlson knows it now, but Commanding General Yahana and the ISUPK have known it since 1969. Go ahead and play whenever you're ready.
I'm opposed to all of that. I'm opposed to mass killing of anybody, period. I'm opposed to
hear you say that.
I mean it.
Yeah.
And I hope
I believe
agree
that.
on that.
I believe that.
My question is, and it's not a bumper sticker answer, it's a sincere answer. How do we know? Because what you're saying is that certain people have a title to a highly contested region. They own it in some deep sense. So I think it's fair to ask, who are they and how do we know? So the current prime minister's ancestors weren't from here within recorded history. He has no deed. Bibi Netanyahu, on one side, his family's from Poland. They're from Eastern Europe. So how do we know that he has a connection to the people who God promised the land to, Abram's descendants? How do we know that?
Well, if you take the genealogies that come not only from the Old, but the New Testament, you see that there is a historical connection through the entirety of the Old and the New Testament that details the Jewish connection to this land.
Does that include Bibi's family? How do we know that if his family
they were scattered,
but how do we know it's the same people? Why is that crazy? If you say to me,
if they speak the same language, if they worship the same God, if they follow the same Bible, if they follow the same cultures and traditions, and they always pray next year in Jerusalem, and they pray for the peace of Jerusalem, and they pray facing toward Jerusalem, Does that not give you a little bit of a clue as to who they are?
Let's go through those things, because I would like to have a rational. This is the conversation I've wanted. Bless you. Thank you for doing this. Let's just go through those things.
Okay.
So one of the things I admire most about Israel is they resurrected a dead language in 1948. Good for them.
Well, they really didn't resurrect it. It was existent.
Okay, I'm not. That's a compliment. I'm not slighting.
No. But it is the first time in all of human history that a language has survived through this length of time. It's. I would call it. You might not, but I would call it a miracle. One of many.
Okay,
that you can attribute to this.
I think it's wonderful as someone who loves language. Netanyahu's parents did not speak Hebrew. Okay, they didn't live in this region. Netanyahu, the founders of this country, were mostly secular. Some of them were avowed atheists. They were not praying for the peace of Jerusalem. They weren't praying at all because they didn't believe in God. There's no genealogy linking their families to the people of this land 3,000 years ago. They're not. So how do we know, since they didn't share a language, they didn't share a religion, they had no religion whatsoever, how do we know that they had a right to come here from Eastern Europe and
but they were scattered.
Take the land?
They were scattered to Eastern Europe.
That.
They were scattered all over the world. There were many in Ethiopia. They were in Russia. They were in Poland. They were throughout Asia. Jews were all over the place, but they were still Jews. But they were still Jews.
Okay, so then let me get to the nub of the question, since again, a lot is at stake. A lot of money is at stake. Land is very valuable. Israel has a lot of resources. By the way, if you're accused of a crime, you can hide here. That's a pretty good passport to have. It's a good thing, right? So who's entitled to it? How's the trunk?
Ephraim, are you there? Ephraim,
yes, sir.
Give me the video that we had about the birth of racism from the Spanish. Let me tell you, brothers and sisters in the UPK, that you are privileged to know before the world found out about it. The Bible says this, that the day of the Lord shall not come until that man of sin be revealed. For there must come a falling away first, that man of sin might be revealed. Jesus Christ was never going to come back until the world found out who the devil is, so that the world can know that all of this time they've been oppressing the chosen people of God. And that the people that they thought were the chosen people of God were actually the oppressors. Can you imagine the irony of the world thinking that you're the Israelites, when in actuality, you are Egypt. You are Sodom and Gomorrah. You are Babylon. But the world worships you and gives you land and gives you refuge and gives you wealth and power, believing that you're the chosen people of God, the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Well, finally, there has come a falling away of the reputation, of the prestige of that man of sin. It had to happen. Commanding General Yohana and the men that passed this school down to him into his faithful hands knew that it had to happen. We had to go out on the street and say that our oppressors are not the Jews of the Bible, that they are not the biblical ethnic Jews, but blacks, Latinos, Haitians, West Indians. They are the chosen people of God. They are the elegido de Dios. They're the children of God. We had to do it. We had to do it, or else Jesus Christ couldn't come back. Now, finally, you are learning, because his reputation is falling in your eyes. Let me tell you what's happening right now and what's changing about this world. I know all of you know that something is changing about this world because we're coming to the end times. Something is dying. Something is dying, and because this thing is dying, something else is allowed to be born. You know what's dying? What's dying is the American
7 centuries.
American dream is dying. The American dream that was so strong after World War II. So strong, so powerful that you could not come against it. And it took great courage for men in 1969 to fight the illusion of inclusion, to fight this lie about the freedom of America, and to show people something that they didn't want to see. No one wanted to know who the real Jews were. No one wanted to know, because everyone believed after World War II, after Martin Luther King, after Jesse Jackson, everyone believed in the American dream. The American dream is dying. And that means that the truth can live now. Now the truth can live. Now reality can live. In the white man's dream, the people that control the bombs, control oppression, control the resources, they're the children of God. That's it. That's in his dream world. In reality, blacks and Latinos, Haitians, West Indians, you're the children of God. We want reality to live. Now, I'm going to prove it to you. This is something that was common knowledge at one time in the earth. This is another white professor. And he did a documentary on the birth of racism, to be in specific, the birth of colorism. Everyone knows now that if you're lighter complected, you are good. If you're darker complected, you're bad. And he's going into where that came from, how it started, because there was a time when that didn't exist. During the Dark Ages, that didn't exist. When Saint Maurice was becoming the patron saint of the Catholic Church, who is a black man right now in St. Peter's Basilica, the patron saint of the Catholic Church, no one cared that he was a black man. No one cared about famous black people in history that the white man lied to you about and told you that they were white. No one cared until this happened. When you hear this, you're going to know why the white man did it, and you'll also know what the true Jews look like. Go ahead and play it up.
They systematically did it. It took them, 6 centuries, 7 centuries to pull this off, but they ultimately do it. But in the process, somebody sat down and went, who here is pure Christian than the next person? And they were like, I don't know how to tell that. It's not like they had, genealogy traced back for 700 years. And so what they came up with was Arabs are darker. So if you're darker skinned, you have more Jewish and Muslim ancestors. If you're lighter skinned, you have more Christian ancestors.
No way.
And that's where the whole whiteness conversation came from.
I'm sorry. Pause. Because there's something wrong with what he just said and what the world has told me about the Jews, for 300 years, for 200 years. This is where the whole colorism, dark skin, light skin, whoever is white is pure, whoever is brown is evil. It came from the Spanish when the Spanish were fighting the Jews and the Arabs during the time of the Crusades. They only wanted to believe that true Christians, a true Christian blood was the best blood. But they didn't know how to pick who was really Christian because Christianity is a religion. It's like Judaism. You can't choose who's the real Christian because they all look alike, real Christians. So instead, he said, we're going to pick the people who are closely related to Caucasians because they're Christians at the time. So whoever is darker skinned is evil because the Arabs are darker skinned and the Jews are darker skinned. That is what he just said. Now, how in the hell does that compute with Benjamin Netanyahu and Jerry Seinfeld, who are all white men, all the same complexion as any other Christian? They're the same complexion as the Jewish people today, because it was not like that before, because everyone knew that the Jews were black. The Jews were dark-skinned. The Jews were dark-skinned just like the Arabs. Now I'm going to play it one more time. Go.
They systematically did it. It took them, 6 centuries, 7 centuries to pull this off, but they ultimately do it. But in the process, somebody sat down and went, who here is pure Christian than the next person? And they were like, I don't know how to tell that. It's not like they had, genealogy traced back for 700 years. And so what they came up with was Arabs are darker. So if you're darker skinned, you have more Jewish and Muslim ancestors. If you're lighter skinned, you have more Christian ancestors.
No way.
And that's where the whole whiteness conversation came from. They systematically did it. It took them, 6 centuries, 7 centuries to pull this off, but they ultimately do it. But in the process, somebody sat down and went, who here is pure Christian than the next person? And they were like, I don't know how to tell that. It's not like they had, genealogy traced back for 700 years. And so what they came up with was Arabs are darker. So if you're darker skinned, you have more Jewish and Muslim ancestors. If you're lighter skinned, you have more Christian ancestors.
That's enough. The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, and the Jews are black. The Jews are black people. Everybody understands. All right, the Jews are black, and finally, after so
Damn right.
long, that lie is dying in your mind. The American dream, you're finally waking up from it. Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shai, about time. About time you joined the party. Anything else?
Sir, that's all on that. I mean, that whole interview is amazing. I encourage people to go watch the whole thing. If I could play one more timestamp from it, sir.
Please.
Decision. Okay. That's why they gave away.
So now's
Gaza. They gave away the Sinai.
Now's the part
They've
for
given
the
away
real
a lot of
question.
things.
Abram's descendants are the ones who have the right to have this land, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't we do genetic testing on everybody in the land and find out who Abram's descendants are? It's really simple. We've cracked the human genome. We can do that. Why don't we do that? Would you be against doing that?
I have no idea what that would prove. I mean,
You hear that? Was that it, Ephraim?
Sir, there's more, but that. I'll leave it there, sir.
It's exactly what that professor said when they discovered whiteness. It took them 700 years. But finally, they promoted whiteness to combat the dark skin of their two enemies at that time, which were Arabs and Jews. Both of them were black. Or not black, my apologies. Both of them were dark skinned. Only the Jews are black. Only the Latinos are black. But both of them were dark skinned. And finally, after 700 years, now you have this invention called whiteness. Now there's a thing called white. And every Christian race can band together under being white when whiteness is an invention to fight the dark-skinned people. That's it. There is no such thing as whiteness. It's something that the Catholics invented to ban all of the white races together because the white races were Christian. So they banned them together to fight the dark people. Who were the dark people at that time? You notice he didn't say Africans, Ephraim, right? He didn't say to fight because Africans were dark-skinned. He didn't say Africans. He said that the Jews and the Arabs were dark-skinned. Whiteness was invented to fight them. That's that. Is there anything else?
Wow, sir. There's a few questions in the comments.
I'm ready. Estoy listo.
Michael Wilson asked, in regards to camp and fishing our people out in the world, how should we speak to the people in today's climate with Trump, Epstein files, ICE, AI, etc.? What should the spirit be of our speakings to gain our people?
What you should do is something that the Israelite School of UPK teaches in Hebrew Academy, which is why, of course, what you have to do first is come into the UPK to learn how to teach. So many of you out there are trying to teach without learning how to be teachers. You know, that's always been something that is, vexed me, that this is the one profession that people think they can teach themselves. The one thing. If you wanted to be a mechanic, you have to go to a trade school to learn how to be a mechanic. If you wanted to be a doctor, you have to go to med school. But teaching the word of God is the one thing that you can just wake up in the middle of the night and be inspired by God, pick up the book that is meant for the priest of God, and go out and declare yourself an expert. Well, the first thing you have to do is get trained. Commanding General Yohana has established these schools all over the world to teach teachers how to teach. That's the point. Now I'm going to sum up what the Israelite School of UPK says about teaching in a nutshell, especially that important part when you said to gain our people. This is what you have to do if you want to lead someone, young man. If you want people to follow you, you have to show them that you are willing to risk your money, risk your life so that they can gain, so that they can move out of poverty into prosperity, so that they can move out of death into life. You'll have to put your life on the line for someone else to live. That's step one. You want to defend them. Defend them. At the same time that you are defending them, you have to attack their enemy. That's what you have to do. And you have to do it simultaneously. That's it. You got to go out on the streets and we'll teach you how to do it. You got to get out on the streets and you got to teach people that the white man is the I'm sorry. that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Why am I doing that? I'm attacking the person who is attacking them. At the same time, I'm teaching them that they're the chosen people of God. I'm teaching them that they don't have to be drug addicts and drug dealers or Uncle Toms, that the Most High God has the kingdom of heaven waiting as an inheritance for them. And I'll show them how to gain their inheritance out. And in doing so, I defend them and I attack the people who are attacking them. And then they know who to follow. Pray you understand. Is there anything else?
Wow, sir, that's all on that. Another question in the comments. Brother asked Salaki, sir, can I get a breakdown of Ecclesiasticus 26 and 26?
No problem. Sin problema. Salaki, okay, I got you. Go ahead and read
Sir, Ecclesiasticus 26 and 26.
it.
A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all, but she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all.
He wants a breakdown on this. I'll give it to him. This is what it means, that it's a woman's job to honor her husband, meaning to not embarrass him, to be able to show the world that she is graceful and kind because her husband is graceful and kind. So you can compare that to some woman who behaves herself like a harlot or a whore. She's embarrassing her husband. Her husband now is embarrassed by her. He's embarrassed by her language and her behavior. It makes him look like he is not a man because his woman is absolutely so dishonorable to him. He looks like a cuckold because his woman is so promiscuous and so sexualized, and she has no honor and no discretion. She embarrasses him. That is what a woman is not supposed to do, things like that. Now, let me give you a better answer now. Now that I've just educated your woman on how she should treat you, and I'm sure that's very important to you. It's very important to everyone that someone else respects them, but it's never important not to disrespect someone else. It's very important that you find someone to treat you good and to treat you like a man and to treat you like the Bible says, but it has to be important for you to make sure that you're doing the right thing for them. This is what a man is supposed to do. A man is supposed to be the kind of man that deserves no disrespect. That's the kind of man you have to be. Your woman, of course, she can't dishonor you. No matter how drunk or high or how much pork you eat or how much you go out and bring her gonorrhea back to the home, she's supposed to not dishonor you because she has to make sure that her salvation is secure. So she has to do the right thing. And she should do it, and you should teach her how to do it. But brothers, let me tell you something. It's a lot easier to get a woman's respect when you are a respectable man. When you're a man of honor, you'd be surprised how easy it is to get a woman to look at you like you're a man of honor. Does that mean that every woman will do it? No. Sometimes you have married a disgusting, evil bitch. And in doing so, you have just shown the error in yourself. Because a righteous man like you, why in the hell did you have sex with her? Since you're so righteous and deserving of honor, what in the hell did you have sex with such a bitch for then? So you might want to look at yourself. Maybe that is an error that you could correct in yourself so you don't go do it 10 more times. So now you have 10 women, none of them respect you, none of them honor you, and you look and go, well, I hope General MAHAYAMAN can really teach these bitches how to act. You help me. Help me teach women how to act by you behaving yourself like a proper and decent and honorable man in your home. Oh, then it makes my job so much easier to correct everybody's wife. Pray you understand. Is there anything else?
Sir, that's all on that.
Solid.
If we could dip back into the stories for a quick second. Khan, we've got this big one last night at the BAFTA Awards. And Edomite had a Tourette's outburst, sir.
Oh, my goodness. Listen, most of you know what Tourette's is. which is where let me explain Tourette syndrome. Everyone knows what Tourette syndrome is by now. It's when you just make loud, rude outbursts of what is actually in your mind. That's the key. You see, Tourette syndrome doesn't put false thoughts in your mind. Tourette syndrome just gives you the inability to not say what you're thinking. And that's what happened at the BAFTA Awards last night. If you have it, you can play it right now. If not, I'll keep talking until you get it up on the screen. All right? What happened at the BAFTA Awards last night is the same thing that's happening all over the country. Are you telling me it's a coincidence during the Donald Trump era that now 2 black men were called the N-word on national TV? That's a big coincidence because it's happening all over every podcast. It's happening at the State of the Union right now tonight. Donald Trump had a white supremacist go before Congress and say that white men are the oppressed people, that white men have to be defended. During the time when white supremacy is open in America, also you're being called the N-word openly at an awards show. You think it's a coincidence? Then you're sick. You have a mental disorder if you think that white man that screamed the N-word at the BAFTA awards was simply just some sick, poor little white man. He said what was on his mind. That's it. And that's happening a lot nowadays. A lot of white people are just saying what's on their mind. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing when white men used to, have to bite their tongue. They couldn't tell you how they hated Latinos. They couldn't tell you how they hated black people. Now, I guess every white man has what's that shit called? That thing called again? Tourette syndrome. I guess every white man has Tourette syndrome now. I guess they all have it. I guess everyone in the Congress has Tourette syndrome. I guess everyone on the internet has Tourette syndrome because now it's open season to speak your hatred about blacks and Latinos. That happened at the BAFTA Awards last night. We're going to play it whenever you're ready, all right?
And I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
We're here to
Look, all you people out there trying to blame this man for saying the word even though he has Tourette's, this is bigger than him. It's not about him being racist.
Slaggy Shaw, I don't know if you heard it. It was real quick.
Oh, I missed it. Damn, I didn't even hear it. My apologies.
I'll play it back, sir.
Well, no, if everybody heard, it's up to you. You call it. Go ahead.
Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
He said that. I heard it just now, Ephraim. Can you imagine the gall? How in the hell he went and called right in front of the natural born and rightful king of Wakanda? He said nigger. Right in front of the natural born king of Wakanda, he said nigger. The gall, the audacity to say it in front of him. Well, guess what, blacks and Latinos? Everyone must have the Tourette syndrome because racism is now openly discussed, openly talked about. No one hides it anymore. You see, you got used to white people hiding their racism. You got used to it, so you were stunned when Donald Trump became president because you believed in the American dream. You believed in it. So now until Donald Trump became president and he openly puts white supremacists in his cabinet. Do you have that one up? Get that one because
yes, sir.
This cabinet member doesn't have Tourette syndrome, but he openly hates black people. Donald Trump tears down every monument to black military men and Latino military men, tears down the monuments to commemorate slavery during Black History Month. I guess everybody has Tourette syndrome. You see this white man that said nigger at the BAFTA Awards, he was thinking nigger. He was thinking to himself, look at those niggers. But his disease didn't let him hide it. Well, everyone must have that disease now. Go ahead and play it.
Most discriminated against group A year ago, were white Americans the most discriminated against group in the United States? You said it. So
Yeah.
Senator,
no, certainly this is my belief. I'm not running away from that. I think that while, of course, all races in different contexts can be subject to really severe discrimination, that when we look at our legal structures, white Americans are often very disfavored in overt ways. We're seeing this in the Small Business Administration, many other places.
So your belief is that white Americans face more discrimination, at least prior to the Trump administration fixing this, than Black Americans?
On average, Senator, yes, that's correct, and I'm not running away from that statement at all.
A year ago,
I know you're not. You see that? This man works for the Trump administration. He's getting confirmed in front of Congress. Does he have Tourette syndrome? Does he have it? Can you imagine the goal of white people when they own all of the banks, own every industry, and sitting in Congress, 90% of the people in Congress, 90% of the people in every industry, including the people who run the world, and they still feel oppressed. It's not enough. It's not enough. It is never enough success for white people. Never enough. The fact that there are any Black pilots makes a white man feel like someone is not allowing him to do what he wants. The fact that there are any Black football coaches, any Black owners of any teams, any Black businessmen makes every white man say, we're not putting our foot on their necks enough. We're not doing enough. Listen, I guess everyone has Tourette syndrome now. I guess it must be a rampant disease. It must be contagious because everybody hates niggas and spits. Is there anything else?
Slacker, sir. Remember, Charlie Kirk said that the one Black female Supreme Court justice took that spot from a white person.
That's what he said. Charlie Kirk said that. God bless his holy soul, Charlie Kirk. He's up there with Biggie Smalls and Tupac. Charlie Kirk is right now up there with Biggie Smalls and Tupac. Right now. Okay. Charlie Kirk said the one. Now remember now, how many Black Supreme Court people? There's one Black person and one Hispanic on the Supreme Court. Charlie Kirk said that was a job a white person could have took. Meaning every judge must be white. Every last one. You can't have 7 of the 9 be white people and it's enough for you because 7 of the 9 Supreme Court justices are white. That means we're failing at our job of oppression because one spick and one nigger were able to make it on the Supreme Court. You know what? Let's change some laws. Let's change some laws. Let's get rid of DEI. Let's get rid of affirmative action because when the system works perfectly, there are no Black success stories. Is there anything else?
Wow, sir, that's all. Slacker, sir. You said one Black justice. We're not counting Clarence Thomas.
No, I'm not. I'm not. No, I'm not counting Clarence Thomas out. I know. Ask Clarence Thomas what he thinks about Jesse Jackson and Martin Luther King. I'm sure he's a great fan. I can guarantee you that Clarence Thomas is a great fan of Martin Luther King. I can guarantee it because that's the lasting legacy of Martin Luther King. Men like Clarence Thomas. Anything else?
Kind of one kind. On that note, did you want to go into Jesse Jackson?
Sure, unless we have a question. Let's go into Jesse Jackson.
Kind, sir.
As many of you know, Jesse Jackson died. And if you're wondering what the Israelite School of UPK stance is on Jesse Jackson, the officer Kazak Ahmad out there in D.C., he did a hell of a work on Jesse Jackson. He told you the truth about Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson was part of the hijacking of the civil rights movement. Jesse Jackson, like so many Black preachers, like so many Latino preachers, they did not understand how difficult it would be to actually do the job that they told everyone they wanted to do. You see, Black and Latino preachers who get involved in politics, who use Blacks and Latinos as their base, we believe that they have this job because they're going to make life better for Blacks and Latinos, because they're going to improve our life. We believe that they're our representative in front of our oppressors, men like Martin Luther King, Jesse Jackson, men like that. We believe that these preachers are now going to make life better for us. And because of that, we put great trust in them. And this is something that I realized over the years. So many of them start that job with absolutely good intentions. Can you imagine the world that Jesse Jackson grew up in? The type of oppression that Jesse Jackson saw in the Jim Crow South, the things that Martin Luther King had to see his people go through. He could have just became a regular preacher that pleased white people, Martin Luther King included. They didn't have to decide to make their niche in Black theology to be the freedom of Black people. And so many of them start off right. They start off wanting to help their people. But men like Martin Luther King, men like Jesse Jackson do not understand something that also many of you fake Israelites understand now. If you're wondering what happened to Jesse Jackson, it's the same thing that happened to Brother Polite. It's the same thing that happened to the Sakari. It's the same thing that happened to GMS, or all of you sit-home fake Israelites who come up against the true path of God in the Israelite school of UPK. You want to be a Black leader. You start off with a sincere desire to public speak. You want to go out in the street. You want to go on the internet and teach. This is what you don't know. What you do at home in private is far more important than what you say on camera. You don't know that. Men like Jesse Jackson never understood that. And because of that, your lack of integrity leads to such hypocrisy that it makes you easy prey for the white man's takeover, easy prey for the white man's hijacking of your community. The Sakari didn't realize that as he loved to be chief high priest of the Sakari, the GMS didn't realize as they love to be the apostles of GMS. As Jesse Jackson is smearing Martin Luther King's blood on his shirt to tell everyone, Martin wanted me to take over when he got shot. As you are vying for power and fame, you don't realize that your sexual deviance is going to mean you work for the white man regardless of what you say on camera. That the white man is going to be your God. You're going to obey the person that provides you with white women and drugs and lust, even though your heart was pure when you started this. You better fix your morality before you try to lead Black people. You better fix your integrity before you try to lead Latinos, or else good intentions will not do anything for you when you're a pervert, when you're a deviant at home. Your good intentions will be hijacked by the person who is the #1 seducer on the planet Earth, our oppressor. He will pervert you. He perverted Martin Luther King because Martin Luther King was a sexual deviant. He perverted Jesse Jackson because Jesse Jackson was a power-hungry, lustful, ambitious snake. And he perverted him. Just like he's going to pervert all of you fake Israelites and always does, because you don't care about morality. Hypocrisy is the sin of every false Black leader, every false Hispanic leader. And the white man always can smell a hypocrite. And you're going to work for him instead of God. Everyone understands. That's the UPK's. That's another point of view on Jesse Jackson, all right? Because Akai Ahmad's breakdown was perfection. Everyone understands.
Ocean Christ, yes, sir. We have some footage from a Black History Month event that Donald Trump held that is the legacy of Jesse Jackson, sir.
Please.
Because he tells exactly how he feels and what he thinks. Thank God for this president. I am filled, my cup runneth over. Because he allowed his constituents, his people to come to my house to interview me.
Is there more? Ephraim, can I keep going or you want me to stop?
Come on, go ahead, sir.
let's do a test out here. Take everyone off of mute. Everyone on the line. I want you to tell me I want you to finish this statement for me. All right. Everybody can hear me. All right. Give a nigga a inch, he will take a. Someone finish that statement.
Mile.
Wait. Give a nigga an inch, he will take a what, Levi?
Mile.
How about this, Levi? Give a nigga a rope, and he will be a what?
A rope?
Yeah, give him a rope. This might be a Judite saying, but you're right on for the first one. Give a nigga an inch, he'll take a mile. Give a nigga a rope. I'm going to give the chat room a chance to answer this question. All right. How about this? How about this question? You can't trust. Himself? Say again.
Is it he'll hang himself?
No. The tribe of Judah, other tribes might say it, but the tribe of Judah says, give a nigga an inch, he'll take a mile. Give a nigga a rope, he'll want to be a cowboy. That's a Judite saying. A cowboy. You see, everybody knows this because everyone heard it. Now, here's what you have to ask yourself. Who said that to you? Who told you that give a nigga an inch, he'll take a mile? Give a nigga a rope, he'll want to be a cowboy. Who said that to you? Who said that? Who said niggas can't do shit? Who said that? Who said never trust a nigga? You can't trust a nigga to do nothing. Who said that to you? I'll give you 2 seconds to answer the question in the chat room. Go otra vez, please. Por favor. Who said that? Who said you can't trust a nigga? Who did that? See, I don't want no niggas in here. Listen, this week, Ephraim, did I send you the video? Charlemagne the God said, I hate you niggas. Charlemagne the God said that.
I didn't get that one, sir.
Oh my God. Look, type in Charlemagne the God said, I hate you niggas. Type that in. Charlemagne the God said, I hate you niggas. I can't stand niggas. If you have heard statements like this in your life, please tell the world who said them to you. If you've heard that before, if you've heard never hire a nigga to do anything, never hire a nigga to fix your TV, to fix your house, to fix your shoes, to fix anything. Niggas can't do that. Niggas can't come together. Niggas stand stick together. If you've heard statements like this, please tell the world where'd you hear them from. I'll give you 10 seconds. Ephraim, you find Charlemagne the God saying, I hate you niggas. Find that for me. All right, I'll give you a second. Let me see if I can get another drink in here, though it might be difficult. Go ahead.
So far in the comments, we have my grandmother, a black woman, other black people, another black person, black people.
Let me see it on the screen if you're able. So I'm sorry.
No, sir, it's scrolling by, sir.
I got you. Yeah. Want to be a cowboy. Everybody heard that. Okay. Another black man. That's correct. Black people. That's correct. A black woman. That's correct. Other black people. That's correct. Another black person. You see, so I think you get my point. Don't you understand that the only lasting legacy of men like Martin Luther King is that black people were able to hate other black people and they become racist against their own people. That's what they did. Because why? Because racism was only allowed inwardly. Because Martin Luther King taught you that you could never be angry at white people. You could never be angry at white people. So inevitably, who could you be angry at? Where could your stereotypes fit? Where could you make giant leaping conclusions about vast groups of people? You had to do it to your own people because Martin Luther King didn't let you look at what white people were doing. That is the lasting legacy of Martin Luther King, self-hatred, because you weren't allowed to hate the people who are oppressing you, so you had to hate yourself. So Martin Luther King didn't allow you to hate anybody else. He didn't let you feel anything bad about white people, so you had to hate yourself. So now here we go at Donald Trump's meeting in Black History Month. Goddamn, only Donald Trump could make himself the subject of Black History Month. Only he could do something like that, and it worked. But Donald Trump himself, the focus of Black History Month. All of those black people sitting in that crowd, can you imagine what they've done in life, what they've overcome? That black woman sitting right there talking about Donald Trump, if she told you what her life was about in the South, it would make you cry. It would make you cry. Have you ever talked to an old black or Latino woman out? It would make you cry, the stories that they tell you, the things they've endured. But this old black woman, coming from where she comes from, suffering what she has suffered, the focus of her life is making sure that everyone loves Donald Trump. You know why? Because he says exactly what he means. You know why she loves Donald Trump? Because Donald Trump says the truth in her heart. Give a nigga a rope, he'll want to be a cowboy. Give a nigga an inch, he'll take a mile. Niggas ain't good for nothing. Niggas are nothing but monkeys. Donald Trump speaks truth to her because Donald Trump hates black people, and so does she. She hates him as well. Why? Because of Martin Luther King and Jesse Jackson. Because of them, she was only able to feel anger at herself. She couldn't be angry at the people who shoved her head in a laughing bucket. She couldn't be angry at the people who told her she could only drink out of the black water fountain. That's something that I believe a lot of young people don't understand. Let me give you the real evil of segregation. The evil of segregation was not the fact that we had a black water fountain and a white water fountain, or that we had a black bathroom and a white bathroom. That would be perfect. The evil of segregation is that we had a white water fountain and the black water fountain did not work. That was segregation. Do you understand? So many of you sit home and you think the South pre-civil rights was a white water fountain and a black water fountain. Talk to your grandma. That's not true. There was a white water fountain and there was no black water fountain. Or the black water fountain hadn't been tended to in years and no water came out of it. There was a white bathroom and there was no black bathroom, or the black bathroom, the toilet hasn't worked in years. That
The school system, sir.
Oh my God. Here, the segregation wasn't there was a black and Latino school and there was a white school. No, there was a white school and the black school had dirt floors and no books, and it was 10 miles from everyone's house. That was segregation. Segregation, the problem was it was separate, but it was not equal. It wasn't equal. And so it was a mess. It was like we're separate, but there's no black water fountain. There's only a white one. There's no black water fountain. There's no black bathroom. Okay, solid, we're separate. There's a black bathroom and a white one. Okay, well, where the fuck is the black bathroom? I gotta go. I have to go. So I'm looking for the black bathroom. Then finally I talked to a brother on the street. He says, you should have went to the bathroom before you came downtown, young brother. You should have went to the bathroom before you came downtown. If you want, I'll take you to my house. But it'll take a little time to get there because there's no black bathroom. There's no black water fountain. That's what that woman went through. She went through that. But in her mind, Donald Trump is a great president because she was only able to hate black people and to blame them for their oppression. She learned that from Martin Luther King and Jesse Jackson. That's their legacy. Is there anything else?
So a brother in the comments said his mother told him about the laundromat, the black laundromat and the white laundromat that was owned by the same white man. Only difference was at the black laundromat, your clothes might get washed, they might not.
Yeah. And so, and I think young people think, there's a black laundromat and a white laundromat. No, that's not how it was. Because white people own both of them. White people own, if there was a black water fountain and a white water fountain, who runs both of them? The water department. They run both of them, and the water department is run by white people, which means the black water fountain hasn't worked in years. No one even tries to drink from it. No one even tries at all because it doesn't work. That's what older black people went through. So I can certainly understand why men like, the civil rights leaders would step up and say, we have to do something about this segregation because, damn, there is no black water fountain, no black laundromat. They're telling us we can go to the black laundromat, but the black laundromat has no soap and no laundry machines at all. So it makes you angry. And you step up and you say, damn it, I'm going to speak out against it. In the name of Jesus, I'm going to speak out against it. Make sure you're not a man that frequents prostitutes, though. Make sure you're not a drug user. Make sure you're not a sexual deviant. Because if you want to do the work of God with a sincere heart, then you better make sure that your heart is right. Because if not, sooner or later, the man that provides the satisfaction to all of your lust will make you work for him and not your people. Everyone understands.
And this is a great stat that I've read, and I can attest to it from my experience. New York City is the most segregated school system in America. So that tells you about how much that's changed.
Exactly. Claro que sí, of course. Any other questions?
Sir, had this clip if you wanted to see this. The crowd chanting 4 more years at that same Black History event.
The crowd at the crowd at the Black History Month event praised the white man for the entire event. I'm sure the irony escaped them. There's too much singing in the background, some type of noise. Like, I'm not sure what that is. Is that them singing? Let me know, but the irony escaped them. Don't let it escape you. They're the children of Martin Luther King and Jesse Jackson. They love white people and hate black people, even though they're black. That's the only path for hatred that Martin Luther King allowed. Because before you know it, his movement that started off with a sincere heart was hijacked by men who could satisfy the lust of preachers who were hypocrites. Everyone understands. Is there anything else?
Yes to Django. When I choose movies, I'm choosing.
So we got this clip.
This one up for you. This is another. This is more evidence of the lasting legacy of Jesse Jackson. Everyone saw the movie Django Unchained, right? Listen, I rarely ever watch any black movies ever because I just don't feel like being emotionally involved and embarrassed by the people on screen. So I stay away from it. I just read books and I study history and psychology, and I stay away from entertainment because inevitably I'll be embarrassed by what I'm seeing. Well, one movie I was pleasantly surprised that I was not embarrassed to watch is the Django Unchained. My ribs were telling me to watch the Django Unchained. I said, I don't watch black things. I don't look at black things. I stay away from them because I don't want to be angry. I'm angry enough all the time. All I can do all day is do all kinds of exercises and mind focus to not be angry and to get my mind off of murder all day. So I don't look at things that might make me angry. They said you should watch the Django Unchained. So eventually I watched it. And when I saw the character of, what's that cat's name in the Django Unchained? Jonathan? Listen, when I saw Jonathan in the Django Unchained, which was the what's his name, brother's name? Samuel L. Jackson role, the role that Samuel L. Jackson played. I was stunned because until I saw the Django Unchained and I saw the Uncle Tom, which was played by Samuel L. Jackson in the Django Unchained, until that moment, brother, I never knew that white people knew about Uncle Tom's. I knew that Quentin Tarantino wrote that movie and directed it. I know he wrote every word of that movie. And when I saw the Uncle Tom in the Django Unchained, I said, white people know about Uncle Tom's? My whole life, I'm thinking that because white people are so selfish and they're so flattered by someone who kisses their ass, I didn't think white people even noticed Uncle Tom's. I thought white people just assumed that Uncle Tom's were all good and were all people that saw the greatness in white people. Come to find out, even white people know you're a Uncle Tom. Quentin Tarantino wrote that movie and in specific wrote about a black man who wanted revenge because he loved his wife and he loved his people, and wrote about another black man who only loved making his master happy and making his master more rich. And he knew that that black man was a villain. Quentin Tarantino knew that the Uncle Toms were villains. I was stunned. Until that day, I didn't know white people even knew that Uncle Toms existed. Well, do you want to understand the lasting legacy of Martin Luther King and Jesse Jackson? That role that Jamie Foxx played, that role was originally offered to Will Smith. Will Smith was the one who was offered that role. Will Smith. Will Smith turned it down. He said no. And in this interview, he's going to explain why he said no to the lead role in Django Unchained. This is the legacy of Martin Luther King and Jesse Jackson. Go ahead and play.
I had said yes to Django, but it was more about the creative direction of the story. When I choose movies, I'm choosing the arc. I read the first 35 pages and I read the ending, right? And to me, that idea is perfect. And it was just that Quentin and I couldn't see. I wanted to make the greatest love story that African Americans had ever seen from American cinema. But with that story, I felt the only way I could make that movie is it had to be a love story, not a vengeance story. I don't believe in violence as the reaction to violence. For me, I just couldn't connect to violence being the answer. Love had to be the answer.
Well, I know where he got that from. I know why Will Smith just could not play the Django. He couldn't do it. He could not do it. Why? Because the violence, the revenge, the honor, the justice was something that Martin Luther King just taught him was not allowed in black men. Was not allowed. He couldn't do it. He's sitting at a table. Samuel L. Jackson is at that table. And he's explaining to Samuel L. Jackson why he could not play Django, because the Django was not like Martin Luther King. This is the legacy of the civil rights movement. Everything else that the civil rights movement has done has fallen away and been wiped away by racist courts and racist congressmen. The thing that lasted was the belief that you can never be angry at white people, no matter what. No matter what they do to you. You can only love. You can only love. Quentin Tarantino wanted to make a movie where a black man got his revenge, where a black man was able to get justice. Do you know how sad it is that it takes a white man to do something like that? A white man has to feel the sense of justice that Will Smith can't feel, because Will Smith was raised by Jesse Jackson and Martin Luther King. Well, here's the good news. The good news is the American dream is dying. The American dream is dying, and black people are waking up. For this day to come, there must be a falling away first, and that man of sin must be revealed. Black people are waking up from the American dream, and it is glorious in my sight. Is there anything else?
Wow, so Officer Yatazar has a question.
Please, Officer Yatazar.
If I may add one, can you hear me, sir?
Absolutely.
Most High in Christ, sir. I had a question in 2 Corinthians chapter 3. Just wanted a general breakdown, sir, from verse 1 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 1. Do we begin again to commend ourselves, or need we, as some others, epistles of commendation to you, or letters of commendation from you?
Mm-hmm.
Question mark. Verse 2. Ye are our epistle, written in our hearts, known and read of all men.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 3. For as much as ye are manifestly declared to be the epistle of Christ, ministered by us, written not with ink, with the Spirit of the living God.
You want me to break this down, or is there something in specific?
Just a general breakdown, sir.
Okay, start from the top then, please.
Con out of one con. 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 1. Do we begin again to commend ourselves?
Do we begin? Slow it down just so I can get the words. Do we begin again to commend ourselves? Let me tell you the problem that the Apostle Paul had. The Apostle Paul always had to prove that he was sent by God to lead the children of Israel because of the sins he committed in the world. That's why. Paul, when he was in the world, Paul was a member of the conspiracy that killed the Apostle Stephen. He was part of that. And so because of that, even when he came into the truth, brothers in the truth could never forgive him for what he did in the world. The purple pigs of the IUIC, they do the same thing with One West. The IUIC, the Christian church, they look at us and they know that at one time we were gang members. At one time we were criminals. At one time we were the people that your mother told you to stay away from. That's who we were. I always laugh about General Mayak. You know General Mayak, right? Yaktazar? Listen, I knew General Mayak in the world, right? And did you ever watch The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when you were a kid?
I've seen some episodes.
You remember, and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the Fresh Prince says, West Philadelphia, born and raised. On the playground, I spent most of my days until these cats came in the park and started to whoop my ass in the park. And that led him to move to Bel-Air. General Mayak was one of those guys from West Philly who would just whoop the ass of everybody in the park. Every time I see it, I go, that was Mayak. Mayak was some cat in West Philly that would just beat up everybody who came outside all the time. I can imagine how many men from West Philly General Mayak ran straight to Bel-Air, California. I can imagine. Well, there's a lot of men like General Mayak when they were in the world in the UPK. Tons of us. Tons of us in here who were terrible people. People you would never go around or trust. And because of that, men like the IUIC and men like the Christians and the preachers, they can see that in us, and they don't want us to be men of God today. They don't want to believe that we can change. Well, the same problem was had by the Apostle Paul. He did terrible things in the world. And when he came into the truth, they never wanted to allow him the space to be forgiven for what he did in the world. So remember that when I read this, okay?
Come on, come.
Read it again from the top.
Chapter 3, verse 1 in 2 Corinthians. Do we begin again to commend ourselves?
So now, do I have to commend myself again? Do I have to tell you how great I am in the truth? Do I have to be proud and vaunt myself again? Because here you are again telling me that I'm less than an apostle, that I'm not someone that men should follow because I held the coats of them that killed Stephen. No problem. No sweat. I will again have to commend myself. Keep going.
Or need we, as some others, epistles of commendation to you?
Or do I need to hand you a letter that came from Peter? An epistle is a letter. Do you understand?
Okay.
So do I need to, like some other people do? Because, of course, there were other people that could go to Peter and get a letter from Peter saying that this man is certified. He's certified. Do I need to do that? Do I need to get a letter of commendation to show you so you will accept me, even though when I was in the world, you heard about me. You knew who I was. So do I need to get a letter like other people to prove to you that I'm a good person now, that I'm changed now? Continue.
Or letters of commendation from you.
Or do I need to get a letter of commendation from you to show to other people so you can tell everyone about how I saved your life in the name of Jesus Christ? Do I need to do that? Because for some reason, how I treat you and what I've done for you is not enough proof about who I am, because all you know about is who I was. Continue.
Verse 2. Ye are our epistle written in our hearts.
You are my letter of recommendation. You are the letter that I've received. I don't need to get a piece of paper to prove that I'm a good person. You are that piece of paper written in our hearts. Think about how I've treated you. That's all. Look at that. I need proof. Okay, you don't believe that someone like me, remember Paul's name used to be Saul. That was his name, Saul. And he was a Pharisee. And he hunted and destroyed the apostles of Christ. Everyone knew him because everyone ran when he came around. Everyone went into hiding because if you saw Saul, you were about to be dragged into prison or killed for following Jesus Christ. Until one day on the road to Damascus, to oppress the disciples of Christ, he saw Jesus Christ on that road. And in the Hebrew tongue, Jesus Christ told Paul, why dost thou kick against the pricks? You know what a prick is? A prick is a thorn. Why are you breaking your foot on something that's going to hurt you? Why are you kicking something that's going to pierce you? Why are you trying to hurt me when Saul, I'm going to hurt you? That's what Jesus Christ told Saul. And then he blinded him for 3 days. He was blind. And he had to find his way to someone's house who could teach him about this man that he saw in the spirit. And now he was blind. Who was that man who he went to? His name was Barnabas. He went to Barnabas's house. And Barnabas was a kind and forgiving man. Barnabas didn't fault you for who you were in the past. Barnabas looked at who you were today. And Barnabas taught him and brung him into the truth. And then he became the Apostle Paul, brother, who you better thank the Lord for today, for giving a path to Gentiles like me, Gentiles like you, men who were sinners in the world, but now were offered the inheritance of our forefathers, which we did not deserve to have. We did not deserve to have the access to. But Paul let us know that we did. And Paul now, here he goes again. He has to talk about what he's done. He has to explain to the people who have benefited from his work that he's done this work. You're my letter. You're the letter of commendation. It's written in your heart. Continue.
Known and read of all men.
Yeah, you see how everybody sees you? Sees the school in Corinth? That's where we're reading from, correct? Yeah, you're my letter. You. I don't have to prove to you with a letter that what I've done. You're the letter. You, Corinth, what I've done in you. Continue.
Verse 3. For as much as ye are manifestly declared to be the epistle of Christ ministered by us.
So as much as you are manifest means to be seen clearly, to be evident of. As much as you are clearly the letter of Christ, you, because you've changed, because my work was done in you. Who I am is evident in you. It's manifest. Everyone can see the brothers in Corinth, and you know who started that school. You know who did it. An Apostle Paul from the tribe of Benjamin, the so-called West Indians, the chosen people of God. I don't need to have proof of who I am. You're the proof. That's the point, Levi. Continue.
Written not with ink, but with the spirit of the...
It's not written with a pen, not written with ink or a quill at that time. Keep going.
But with the spirit of the living God.
I think you understand that, Levi.
Basically, their behavior, the change. We didn't need any proof written by man. The proof is evident.
Let me tell you something. Commander General Yohana, he told me this about 2 weeks ago. I wish I could remember what the topic was. But he was saying something, and he was saying, you know, General Mahayaman, I never want anybody to write down anybody's slave name in the UPK. I don't know if you know that, Levi.
I know that.
You know that. We don't write down a slave name. I don't know what your slave name is. Don't want to know. That's that. Because General Yohana does not write down slave names. There is no list of slave names. If someone asks me who you are, that's Levi, Yatazar, from the tribe of Levi, the Haitians, the chosen people of God. Who the fuck do you think he is? That's who he is. Because there is no list of who you were in this school. There's only evidence reputation of who you are. You understand? And that comes from Commanding General Yohana's understanding of what Paul taught. And here you are who you are, not who you were before you came into the truth. Everyone understands. Solid. Anything else?
That'll be it, sir.
Merci, Fremont.
So we got as our time grows short, we have this video.
All right. Oh my God! Wait, Levi, keep from stop first. Let me please create a bridge of understanding for this video. There's a brother that called me today. I forget who he is. I think it was a brother out of Arizona. I forget his name. If he's in the chat room, please say something. He wanted me this week to speak about Jesus Christ. He wanted me to speak about the patriarchy. And what's another word? Patriarchy.
Misogyny.
Misogyny. He wanted me to speak about the patriarchy and misogyny. And he asked me if I could do it in class. If I have any time, I'll do it. Let me know, Levi, if I need to stop the class because I'll do it Thursday. Can I do it or no? Where's
It's
Mirage?
8:55, sir. It's up to you.
Say again?
It's 8:55 now, sir. It's up to you.
Mirage has to tell me, do I have to end the class now or not? Officer Mirage, you're out there, tell me. I'm gonna speak until you tell me to stop, all right? So the brother out of Arizona, he asked me if I could do a breakdown on misogyny and the patriarchy. And he said, because this is a big thing online. He said a lot of people online are coming up against the patriarchy and they're anti-misogyny. And so he asked me to break it down. So I decided to help him out and to break it down for you. Let me explain to you, first of all, what misogyny is. Misogyny is the hatred of women. Men who hate women or people who hate women. And the patriarchy is speaking about the power structure of men who have ruled the world. And because men have ruled the world is in such terrible condition because men have ruled the world. Let me speak to you right now, Buttercup. All of you women out there listening, listen carefully, Buttercup. The people that run the world, it has nothing to do with whether they're women or men. The people that run the world are white people. White people have run the world. Let me ask you a question. Who has ruled the world for the last 1,000 years? I'll tell you who. Queen Anne, Queen Victoria, Queen Elizabeth II, Queen Elizabeth I, Queen, who was that woman that sent Christopher Columbus over here to America to enslave the West Indians and slave the Latinos? What was her name? Queen Isabella. Queen Isabella of Spain is who Christopher Columbus worked for. Let me tell you women something out there that you don't understand because you're being lied to by white women. White women have ruled most of the modern age. Most of the Renaissance was not ruled by men. It was ruled by women who sat on the thrones of Europe. How long did Queen Elizabeth reign for? Alexa, you have Alexa? Alexa, how long was the reign of Queen Elizabeth I? Alexa, ask Alexa. My son unplugs my Alexa because he hates that I play my music on it. And brother, I'm tired of it. Ask her, how long did Queen Elizabeth I rule Europe? How long did Queen Elizabeth II rule? How long did Queen Isabella of Spain rule? Queen Isabella of Spain was behind Cortez and Montezines and all of the white men that worked for her. Every white conquistador who you hate because they oppressed the Latino people, all of them worked for the Queen of Spain, Queen Isabella, all of them. Let me tell you something about Queen Elizabeth I of England. Queen Elizabeth I of England beheaded and killed all of her enemies, all of them. She had them put to death because they refused to allow a woman to rule England. They didn't want a woman to rule England. You know what she did? she cut their heads off. She charged them with treason, and she had them drawn and quartered, which means 4 horses pull all 4 of your limbs until they pull you apart. They hang you, and just before you die, they cut you down and they split open your body. They quarter you. They draw you. Then they split open your guts and pull your guts out. That was what Queen Elizabeth did to traitors. Queen Mary, Queen Mary or Bloody Mary. Have you ever heard of Bloody Mary? When I was a kid, we had a game where we would go into a mirror and say Bloody Mary 3 times, and then we all thought that Bloody Mary would come and kill us. Well, Bloody Mary was called Bloody Mary because she killed so many Protestants when she was Queen of England that little children had nightmares about her. You see, this is what you don't know, Black women who are afraid of the patriarchy and afraid of misogyny. You know what misogyny and patriarchy actually are? It's what white women use to make you afraid of men, because white women want the pleasure to kill you the same way white men have been able to enjoy for so long. White women want to oppress you. White women want to kill you. White women are jealous of men like Donald Trump. White women are jealous of Elon Musk. White women are jealous of their slave master fathers who got to rape and got to molest children. White women watched white men enjoy molesting children, enjoy the Epstein Island. White women want to have their own Epstein Island. You don't believe me? Ask Jocelyn Maxwell, who's sitting in jail right now, a woman for molesting children. Or ask Margaret Singer, who is the architect of the eugenics movement, who is the architect behind forced sterilizations in slavery and the architect behind what happened to the so-called Jew in Germany. A woman. White women have ruled next to their men since the Renaissance. White women want the pleasure to do what white men have done. White women want to kill you too. White women want to rape you too. You don't believe me? Let me show you something right now. This is the video that came up on my phone today. I sent it to Ephraim. And if you're worried about misogyny and the patriarchy, this is what the matriarchy will do if it gets in charge. Go ahead and play.
John, sir. Also, to answer your question, Queen Elizabeth II reigned for over 70 years, the longest reigning monarch in British history.
Yeah, so I'm all afraid of men ruling. Queen Elizabeth II ruled for 70 years. Let me tell you something about Queen Elizabeth I. As she killed every rival, everyone that refused to let her be queen, you know what else she did? Women did not have the right to vote. You understand that, Ephraim? As this is always blows my mind with women ruling. You stupid bitches out there, you think white women will treat you better than white men? Are you out of your mind? Queen Elizabeth I, she killed her enemies, and she still did not allow women the right to vote in England. Women could not own property in England while a queen sat on the throne. Women could not own property. Women could not vote. Women could not sit in the House of Commons or the House of Lords in England or in Spain while queens sat on the throne. They still didn't give women the right to vote. Women didn't do it. Go look it up. Queen Elizabeth ruled the planet Earth. Women couldn't vote. Women couldn't own property. If a woman owned something, her husband owned it. When she married a man, every bit of her property went to her husband, while Queen Elizabeth I sat on the throne, while Queen Isabella I sat on the throne of Spain. Women aren't going to treat you better because every woman that you want to rule you is a white woman. White women are hungry to rape you the way that men have raped you. That's all. They just want to enjoy what Epstein was enjoying. They want to be Jocelyn Maxwell. They want to be Margaret Singer. They want to be Queen Elizabeth I, Queen Elizabeth II, Queen Anne. They want to be the, what's that movie they made about that Mahamba tribe over there in Africa? The Woman King. Remember that movie? That's from a real woman.
Yes, sir.
The Woman King. The Woman King is about a queen or a woman king in South Africa who was a gigantic slave trader. She was a giant slave trader. They did a movie about her. You know, she didn't want slave trading to be something only African men enjoyed. She wants to beat your back. She wants to sell you to the Dutch and sell you to the Portuguese. She can't let African men have the pleasure. She wants to abuse you. She wants to rape you. She wants to molest you. That's what the women's movement is really about. White women who want to have the same pleasure that Jeffrey Epstein enjoyed. That's all it is. I'll play this video for you. Go ahead.
I done went to a freak off in Chicago. Hold on, let me tell y'all the story. So my auntie just died, right? Right. So I came out here for the funeral. Okay, cool. I'm chopping it up with my cousins, everything like that. My cousin, baby mama, like, oh, I got a gallon's time coming up. You can see I'm still in the gear. I can't make this shit up. So she was like, I was like, you got a gallon's time coming up and I'm not invited. She was like, no, you could come. So girl, I'm getting my happy-go-lucky ass ready to come. So after I done left with my daddy, I fuck around, go to the gallon's time. As soon as I walk through the door, she like, shot o'clock, my type of party. So I go in the back, I get ready, I do my little ones and twos, get ready, okay, cool. Now we coming out, we doing games, we drinking, we talking, we getting to know each other, exchanging names, the good shit, right? That was the sweet shit. Then they played that one song. I can lay it down, take your panties off, kiss your soft lady, girl. And everything after that was a freak off. Motherfuckers was eating pussy, licking pussy, fingering pussy, recording motherfuckers eating pussy, walking in a room where motherfuckers fucking. And at the end of the day, I can just say, we had a good motherfucking time. Y'all, I fuck around and missed my flight. I missed my flight, now I gotta stay here till Tuesday. This shit too crazy.
Let me tell you what the matriarchy will do. Molest you the same way your uncle molested you. Rape you and finger you the same way the men relatives did. This woman went to her aunt's funeral and then she ate out her cousin. Her cousin was at this Galentine party. That's something I heard about last week. I've never heard of a Galentine. You bitches are lonely. You're lonely. That loneliness is a curse, man. Some sister just recently left the school. Some sister in Arizona. She left the school because some African Nigerian hustler told her to marry him and he will love her forever. And he is going to steal every penny from her and throw her away and now get to live in America for free because his immigration is going to be solid because he found the loneliest, saddest bitch in the world that used to be in the UPK. I remember that stupid bitch. Let me tell you about her if I could for 1 second. She was in the Arizona school, right? And General Mayock knows about her. She would call General Mayock and she would say, General Mayock, there's an African that wants to marry me. He said to come to Africa and marry him. General Mayock said, do not marry that African. He doesn't love you. He just wants you to marry him legally, according to the white man, because he's afraid of his immigration status and he's going to steal every penny from you. She said, are y'all going to kick me out of school for doing it because I have to do it? Because no man in the UPK wants me. No man in the UPK will have me. That's what she said to General Mayaka. And let me tell you something. She was right. I was stunned by it. This woman, no one in this school wanted her. No one. She was courting the brother in jail. Ephraim, this stunned me. I was stunned by this. She was courting brothers in the ISUPK prison department. The brothers in jail for 20 years said, I don't want her. I don't want her. That happened, though. That happened. And I remember telling Captain Zakar, I said, Zakar, you telling me a brother in jail doesn't want this woman? The woman will send you money, put money on your books, talk to you on your cell phone. I said, Zakar, how in the hell is a brother in jail turning down a woman. That's what I said to the captain's car. He says, sir, brothers just don't like her personality. The brothers just don't want her. He got 3 other women he's talking to in jail. I said, shit. I'll mind my business then. No one wanted this woman out. No one. No one would have this woman. Men in the Israelite school of UPK, well done. Give yourselves a hand, because you did not want that stupid African bitch who was going to be boiled and eaten by a Nigerian huckster, a Nigerian con artist. You saw it in her. You see, you women out there in the world, many of you think you're going to come into the UPK and you're going to hustle our men into some relationship with you because you're lonely and you are 2 steps from eating out your cousin. That's what you're about to do. You're about to go to a Galentine party, which I'm assuming is Gal and Valentine's. So it's a girl's Valentine. Ephraim, do you understand that if you marry a stupid bitch, she'll tell you, Ephraim, I'm going to a party with all women. And you'll go, okay, baby. Okay, it's only women there, so I can trust you. You cannot. Because loneliness is so powerful that your woman is going to eat her cousin out. She's going to perform cunnilingus on her cousin after her aunt dies. This woman, her aunt died in Chicago. She's with her cousin. You know what that means? That is the daughter of the aunt that died. They invited her to a party with nothing but girls. And she ate her cousin out, performed oral sex on her own cousin. Loneliness is so powerful. She's going to become a lesbian, not because she's gay, but because she's lonely. All of you lesbians out there, you're just lonely. You're just so desperately lonely that you'll eat your cousin's vagina for the sake of having human contact. That's what you're doing. That's why you're doing it. You want women to be in charge? Women are going to molest you the same way men do. Women are going to rape you the same way men rape you. White women are going to oppress you the same way their fathers oppressed you. Instead of looking at whether they're a man or a woman, you better look at the righteousness of the people you're around. You better look at their conduct. The Bible says this, and in the faith, neither is there Jew or Greek or bond or free or male or female, but all are co-heirs to the kingdom of heaven. That's what the Bible says. The Bible says that men and women are together. We're not fighting each other. If something kills black men, it's going to kill black women. If something kills Latino men, Hispanic men, North American Indian men, West Indian men, it's going to kill West Indian, Latino, and Haitian women too. We're sharing our fate. Our fate we share. We can't abandon each other, and we can't think that men can make it, but women can't, or women can make it, or men can't, because evil people want to rule the world, and they're male and female. I pray you understand. Good to go. I better wrap it, no?
Come on, sir.
All right, with that said, let me stand by. I'm going to get to Marah. I'm going to stand by for Commander General Yohana's show as well, all right? I still didn't get any text from Marah. You got to let me know what
He said Baba Rashad, yeah, we need to end now.
You can clip it now. He just told me just now. All right, clip it now and we'll begin. I'm ready to go. The water.
Water, sir. Shalom.
I see you on Thursday. How's the snow up there? Ephraim, is it bad or is it all right?
It's pretty bad, sir, but you know, we out here. There was a great clip I was going to play from around the corner from our campsite. They showed some Edomites skiing across the street today.
Okay, I was planning on coming down to Harlem this Thursday. I pray I can come. If the snow holds me back, then I can't. I'll have to wait till next week, all right, Lord allow, but I'll figure it out at least by Wednesday, all right?
Most High Christ, sir.
Okay, please, the water for your service. Gracias por tu servicio.
Water to you, sir.